Hello. I was just imagining I could see elephants flying across the sky. They're not there, of course. I was just imagining them, picturing them in my mind. Do you imagine things? Maybe when it's dark, you imagine there's a scary monster in the corner. Of course they're not there. You just imagine it. Listen. It's the house. There must be a story to tell.
Step inside, all those who love stories. Look and listen. We've tales to tell of fun, excitement, magic, adventure, tears, fears and laughter. Surprises as well. Step inside.
Hello?
Bong, twang, bong. Oh dear. Oh my goodness.
What's the matter, Chloe?
Oh, I was just imagining a scary monster outside the door, Mr. Mopple. And suddenly, there you were.
Chloe thought you were a scary monster.
I'm sorry, Chloe. I didn't mean to frighten you.
We were all trying to imagine something outside the door, Mr. Mopple. That's how it happened.
Because we saw you in the garden,
Imagining, dear.
Imagining. And it reminded Boris of a story.
Oh, that's good, Boris. Have you found it?
Oh no, not quite. Oh yes, here it is. Stand back, Mr. Mopple.
Oh, thank you, Boris.
I bet it's a story about imagining.
The story's called Mum's Late. It's time to go home. Everyone's waiting. Start getting ready, Jerome, says Mrs. Stewart. Paul, look, I can see your mother outside. My mother's always first, says Paul proudly, as Mrs. Stewart lets him out of the door. What's happened to your mother, Jerome? Asks Mrs. Stewart. She's not here, says Jerome. I expect she's on her way, says Mrs. Stewart.
Which one's Jerome?
That's him.
Oh.
There's your brother with his mountain bike, Emily. Put your helmet on and remember to hold on tight, says Mrs. Stewart. Is your mother here yet, Jerome? No, says Jerome. She's taking her time then, says Mrs. Stewart. Look, there's Jerome, and he's imagining that his mum and baby sister are in a cafe somewhere eating huge ice creams.
They're not really doing that, are they?
No, he's just imagining it.
Oh.
Look, Sammy, isn't that your father waiting? Goodness me, your shoelaces are undone and he's in a hurry, says Mrs. Stewart. Now, have you seen your mother yet, Jerome? No, I expect she's been busy today.
Now he's imagining she's busy working in an office.
Yes. There's Mrs. Slater, says Mrs. Stewart. Who does she mind? Me, shouts Jenny. And me, calls Sean. Hello, Mrs. Slater. Jenny drew a lovely picture today. It's for her mother. Can you see that she gets it? What do you think has happened to your mother, Jerome? I don't know. Don't worry. I expect she's been held up, says Mrs. Stewart. She'll be here soon. Now Jerome is imagining his mum is being held up by robbers. They're stealing her shopping and her baby's pushchair.
But it isn't really happening.
No, he's just imagining. There's nobody left, says Jerome. Go and sit in the book corner, says Mrs. Stewart. Choose a book and have a quiet read while you wait. She's forgotten me, says Jerome, and gone away forever. Now he's imagining that she's in a boat sailing far away. Mothers don't forget their children, says Mrs. Stewart. She'll be here soon, you'll see. Perhaps she's been squashed by an elephant, thinks Jerome.
Look, the baby's holding up the elephant.
Or perhaps she doesn't want me anymore and she's gone to choose a new little boy. Now he's imagining a shelf full of little boys in the supermarket. Look, Jerome, who is that coming through the gate? It's my mum! My mum! And there he is, going home with his mum and his baby sister.
He'd imagined all those things, and none of them were true.
His mum was only 5 minutes late, but he got ever so worried, didn't he?
Oh, when someone's late, you always wonder what's happened to them.
And you imagine all sorts of things.
Time to go. Time to go.
Thank you for reading the story, Mr. Mopple.
Oh, that's okay. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Twinkle. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
No time for any more imagining. I must get on with my work. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.